Like, there are so many different ways you can achieve what you want. You really got to push through no's, which not a lot of people do. You want to test things while you're still growing to keep the growing from happening. Your first video is not going to get views, period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that. So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end, and just get to work and start uploading. Like, I think you should make me CEO, like I tweeted.
If you knew everything you know now, but no money.
Of all the people listening to this, you know, we're probably the only 2 people that have made videos for when we die. If you knew what I knew, and some of these, so I don't sound so arrogant, also like some of these other friends I have that I'd say are the smartest people in the world when it comes to content creation online, if you had the knowledge that was in our heads, you could do it very easily. It is a teachable skill. It's a learnable skill. You can study your way to consistently make viral videos, no matter how small your channel is, even if you have 0 subscribers.
To start over again, you had no money. What would be the first 10 videos you tried to make on a new channel? I guess that's advice for a new person.
What percentage of your viewers do you think have seen one of my videos before?
How do you hire a great team? If you ran YouTube for how long should you run it? For a year, how would you change it? How would you improve it?
Hey mom, if you're seeing this, you know, it means I'm probably dead.
Yeah. What are the different strategies for high retention?
It's 2015 for me right now. Dude, what if I'm dead? Dude, if I'm...
You recorded these videos to yourself, you know, 5 years, 10 years from now. Have you recorded a video that's to be released once you die?
What's up, guys? It's currently October 4th, 2015. Yes, I'm probably like a freaking grown man when you see this.
One thing you'll find if you want to gain subscribers, if you want to get views, if you want to make money.
How do you think you will die? And do you think it'll be during a video? Think you'll ever make a video that gets 1 billion views?
I think maybe one of the videos we've already made might get 1 billion views.
Which one do you think?
Probably like the Squid Game video with enough time. I mean, it's only a year old and it's already on 300 million, or some of the newer ones we've done have gotten like 100 million views in a month. So those 4 projected over 10 years, because YouTube's not going anywhere. Probably one of those.
So about 1 billion subscribers. You've passed PewDiePie as the most subscribed to YouTube channel. When do you think you get 1 billion?
Let me do some math real quick. So we're on 120.
So you think about this?
No, I don't, honestly. Because one thing you'll find if you want to gain subscribers, if you want to get views, if you want to make money, almost any metric in this video creation space, if you want something, it all comes back to, okay, well then just make great videos. So instead of like focusing on all these arbitrary vanity metrics, I just kind of focus on the one thing that gets me all that, which is make good videos. And that, I do think we will one day hit 1 billion subscribers. Like, I don't have a plan on going anywhere. Even though we're only on 120 million right now on the main channel, I think like we're doing around 10 million a month now, and YouTube just, I just don't see it going anywhere, and I don't see any reason why I'd ever get burnt out or quit. So I think with enough time, yes.
How do you think you will die? And do you think it'll be during a video?
Probably doing something dumb like going to space when I'm older, or like trying to go to Mars or something like that. I know for a fact it won't be on a video. Every video we do with safety experts and stuff like that, so it's not really risk. But yeah, I could see myself like, you know, after 1 million people go to Mars or something like that, I'd probably like, you know what, let's go, and something like that maybe.
Another strange question then. So you recorded these videos to yourself, you know, 5 years, 10 years from now. Have you recorded a video that's to be released once you die?
Well, first off, I am just glad that not every one of your questions have to do with like views or things like that. It's nice getting different questions. So this is good. No, seriously.
It's a little dark.
No, but it's fine, because a lot of people just be like, how much money do you make? You know, it's just something everything's always about money now for when people talk to me. So it's nice. But for the videos I made, for you guys who probably don't follow me too closely, when I had 8,000 subscribers and I was a teenager, I filmed a bunch of videos and scheduled them years in the future. And I said, I filmed one where I was like, hi, me in a year. And the video went up a year later, and it was just like, hey.
What's up, guys? It's currently October 4th, 2015. Yes, I'm probably like a freaking grown man when you see this. I'm still in high school right now, and whoa, this camera's tilted. When you see this, I'm actually going to be in, I'm not even going to be in college. This is going to be after college. Wow, dude, this is going to be crazy. It's 2015 for me right now. Dude, what if I'm dead? Dude, if I'm, ooh, that would be weird. That'd be so weird. Rip. That'd be really weird. But let's see. Dude, if I don't have 1 million subscribers when you see this video, my entire life has been a failure. I hope I have 1 million subs. I better have 1 million subscribers when you guys see this.
I think you'll have 100,000 subscribers. And then I did one where I was like, hi me in 5 years. I was like, hey, in 5 years, I think you'll have 1 million. And then one that hasn't come out yet, but comes out in 2 years was hi me in 10 years. And I try to predict 10 years later how many subs I'd have. That's what he's referring to. And yes, there are some that are scheduled like 20 years in the future. And so if I don't die, I'll just move them up. And I remember, because I filmed these though like 7 years ago, but I remember saying a line like, you know, if I'm dead, then I'm currently just in a coffin and like whatever, blah, blah, blah. And because the only way the video go up is if I'm not alive. And if I'm not alive, then I won't be able to push back the schedule upload date. So it'll go public automatically.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I have a couple of those. Like if I knew I was going to die of like cancer or something and I had like 3 months to live, I would vlog every day. I'd film so many videos and then I would just schedule upload a video a week for like the next 5 years, so it's like I'm still alive, and I would completely act like I'm still alive and everything. And I think something like that would be cool. Of all the people listening to this, you know, we're probably the only 2 people that have made videos for when we die. It's like such a niche thing, and the fact that we're bonding over it's kind of funny. How would you even intro that? Like, hey mom, if you're seeing this, you know, it means I'm probably dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's how you intro it. That's the opener.
I just want you to know, yeah, I guess. Like, what if you just die and then you just see nothing forever, you know?
Yeah, the nothingness.
It just fades to blackness and you're just like that for trillions upon trillions to billions squared years. And it's scary. But also, before you're born, you don't remember those, X amount of years either. So that gives me a little comfort. But no, it's definitely very scary. Something I'd rather not think about until I'm like 80. I'll deal with that problem then. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm kind of hopeful that someone like Elon or one of these like freak smart people will just like be like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to figure out a way where we can slow down aging, get it where, you know, we can live to be 200-300 years old and just like set their sights on that and then just kind of save us. So it'd be really nice. Like it's almost absurd to think that in our lifetime they won't figure out a way to just even slightly slow down aging where we could live to be like 120 or 130, and then that extra time they won't figure out some way where we could live to be 200. Like obviously not immortal, but I don't see how in my lifetime the life expectancy doesn't just expand.
Well, it also could be that the immortality is achieved in the digital realm. Like it could be long after you're gone. There's a Mrbeast run by a ChatGPT type system.
Exactly. Yeah, that consumes everything I ever said, everything I ever wrote, and but I don't want that. I want to live. One of you smart people out there, figure it out. I'll keep you entertained, but I need you to figure out how to keep me alive. Give me till 200. That will make me happy.
If you ran YouTube for how long should you run it? For a year. How would you change it? How would you improve it?
It's hard because, you know, obviously I'm biased because we're doing really well, but I feel like when I open up YouTube on my television, I get the videos I want to watch. I don't know. I don't ever open it and wonder like, what are these? What are these 10 videos on my homepage? When I click on a video on my suggestion, I don't ever wonder what these are. Like and maybe it's because I'm very adamant about like the kind of videos I watch, and I try not to watch videos that I don't want to get recommended more because that's how I think. But I'm very happy with how it is at the moment. I think one thing though that I just hate with the passion is the comment section on YouTube. It's just so bad. It makes me so happy because like when I upload a video, I usually go to Twitter to see feedback. Like I read my comments and I'll flip through newest, but it's just, I feel like Reddit and Twitter just give me so much better filtered feedback, especially now that with Twitter Blue, because people pay $8 a month. I've noticed like any tweets I get from verified users now, they're usually not just garbage troll takes. Like these are people paying $8 a month. Like they're usually relatively sensible, and so it's been pretty nice. Like after I upload a video, I just go on the verified tab on Twitter and just see what people have to say. And yeah, anyways, I live for the day that YouTube's like that.
What do you think about Twitter? What do you think about all the fun activity happening recently since Elon bought Twitter?
I think
well, what would be your first act as Twitter CEO?
I can't spoil it.
Okay.
I gotta get hired.
What do you think about video on the platform? I mean, do you think that's an interesting, or is it like messing with the medium, the nature of the platform?
I think Twitter will always be closer to TikTok than it is to YouTube. Like at least in its current form. Like I don't see 20-minute, 1 hour long videos or whatever, you know, even 15-minute videos being watched over there. I see it more as like the short and snappy stuff closer to TikTok.
But at the same time, Twitter is a really good comment section for the internet.
I mean, it's almost weird why doesn't Twitter allow you to embed YouTube videos? Like, why does that? You should just ask Elon that. Like, I don't know if that's a YouTube thing, but when a YouTuber posts a video, why do they have to link to YouTube? Why can't they just embed it on Twitter and you just play it there? I mean, wouldn't that just solve a lot of problems?
Yeah, but then the two companies would have to agree to integrate each other's content.
I don't know, but it seems like a win-win. I mean, well, it's more of a win for Twitter because then people don't have to leave the platform. I mean, that'd be the easiest
But
solution.
who gets, like, when you watch the ads on a YouTube video that's embedded in Twitter, who gets the money?
It would still be YouTube, but at least then right now people just post a link and it takes you off Twitter and it just kills your session time on Twitter.
Responded to Elon saying Twitter's unlikely to be able to pay creators more money than YouTube. What do you think that is?
Well, yeah, because I think the tweet I responded to is one where he was saying that they, users will jump over if Twitter could potentially pay more than other platforms. And I was just saying, obviously, because Google has Google AdWords, and I mean, that's Google's whole thing. It's putting ads on stuff. They've been doing it better than anyone else in the world for a very long time. It's very unlikely in the next few years that Twitter is going to just magically, or any platform, give a creator the ability to make higher CPMs than on YouTube. It's kind of crazy. Like some creators in December, Q4, because ad rates are higher because of Christmas and everything, some creators literally make like $30-$40 per 1,000 views, and that's after YouTube's cut. Like, it's almost like hard to think about like how high the RPMs get. And even then, once you pull out of finance and cars, the high CPM niches, and you move into just normal stuff, it's still just crazy. The sheer volume of creators and the fact that all of them get these multi-dollar CPMs at scale, it's pretty beautiful. What percentage of your viewers do you think have seen one of my videos before?
What percentage of the viewers on YouTube, right?
Yeah, of your viewers.
Of the viewers on YouTube, though.
Yeah.
Most of the people.
Okay, sure, or all of them. It's just interesting because you're speaking very specifically like about my brand deal process, and so in my head, I'm like, I wonder what percentage of these people even have any idea what he's talking about.
That's interesting. I love the thinking about numbers.
The whole time we were having this conversation, that's all I could think about. I was like, God damn it. There's probably like 50% of these people have no fucking clue what he's saying,
Probably.
and we're about to torture him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
But that's something I can't turn off in my brain.
Less than 50%. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that exciting to you that there's like 50% of people have not watched the Mrbeast video? Isn't that an opportunity?
Yeah, I guess there's an opportunity to grow. I don't know. Honestly, I was just kind of excited to hang out with you.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I mean,
today was a lot of fun.
Who cares if there's mics?
Yeah, so it's kind of like having a buddy to go along the journey as I'm just kind of eating shit and doing my normal grind. It was like kind of fun, and also you just say really wise stuff constantly. So honestly, no, I never even put any thought into like the demographics or what I could gain. It's just interesting because like my retention brain, when you talk about something, I'm instantly like, what value are they going to get? How many of them are going to be interested? What percentage of people do I think will lose? And I'm like running all those calculations in the background, and that whole conversation, like anyway, it's just something I can't turn off. My like bells are like error, this is bad.
What are the different strategies for high retention for your videos and in general?
It's like, how do you cook good food? You know what I mean? That's like the same kind of question.
I see. So there's so many different ways that so it boils down to, I mean, do you think at the level of a story, or do you think like literally watching 5 seconds at a time? Am I going to tune out here? Am I going to tune out here? Am I going to tune out here?
It's all of it. You need the overarching narrative, and then you also need the micro where every second, needs to be entertaining. And you basically, what's interesting is the longer people watch something, the more likely they are to keep watching. So you don't have to try as hard in the hypothetically back half of a video as you do in the front. Like even right now, we're so deep into this where a lot of people listening are probably just going to keep listening relatively close to the end unless we just have a really boring part of this conversation because they're just in it. They're immersed. And so a big, like, to really boil it down to a simple level, you just want to get people where they're immersed in the content and then just kind of hold them there.
How do you hire a great team? Like, what have you learned about hiring for everything, for the main channel that you do, for the React, the gaming channel, to Mrbeast Burger, to Feastables, all that?
The big thing is, especially in this content creation, because it's not like anything that's done on Netflix or different content mediums, I really need people who are coachable and like really see the value in what I care about, because it's a very specific way of going about things, and it's a thing there's no one like plug and play. Like if Netflix wanted to hire someone to do a documentary, there's probably tens of thousands of people you could hire that have worked on documentaries before. But if you want to hire someone to make super viral YouTube videos, you know, like we do, there's just no one you can really pull from. Like sometimes I'll hire people from game shows, right? And they have all these preconceived notions about pacing and how a video should be, and you have to spend like the first year like breaking all these habits, and you know, and they think they're better than you. Like a lot of people in traditional think they're better, and they think their way is better than what we do. And so for me, it's almost easier to hire people that are just hard workers, that are obsessed and really coachable, and just train them how to like be good at content creation and production, than to hire someone from like traditional, which is the only way to really do it, because there's not that many YouTube channels that have scaled up. So it's not like there's a huge talent pool of people who've worked on YouTube channels. So it's easier just to train someone than just pull them from traditional, because traditional people just, I don't know, they have all these opinions and things, and they just think our way of going about things is dumb.
Recurring interview questions that you ask, is there ways to get?
Yeah, but the biggest thing is like, what do you want to be doing in 10 years? And if their answer isn't, you know, making content on YouTube, or, you know, if their answer is anything like movies or traditional stuff like that, it's like just a hell no. Like it just won't even remotely work.
Oh, so you really want people to believe in the vision of YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, it's like, oh, working here. You know what I mean?
So what the right word is, style or taste, to be able to know what's good and not in terms of retention, in terms of just stylistically, visually. So you're talking to a person too. There's just on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, there's just a pixel on a screen.
So cloning, how do you achieve the?
Oh yeah, that's right. This whole rabbit trail. So I was showing him that I have a lot of people in the company who are able to think like me, and basically make decisions like I would make if I was like, if you were asked, hey, in this video, should we climb a mountain or should we dig a hole?
Yeah.
Right. And like, you know, they would pick the same answer I'd pick 90+% of the times. And so like one example is Tyler, who I was showing you, and he was pitching some content, and like you could see like this, he was on point. And basically for just 4 or 5 years, we just spent an absurd amount of time together and worked on every single video together, and we worked side by side. And same thing with my CEO, James. He literally lived with me for a couple of years. I'm a big fan of just like finding people who are super obsessed and all in and A players that, you know, they really just want to be great, and then just dumping everything I have in them.
Like different categories of ideas, and then also fine tuning them to see like, how do I change, like thinking about the titles and the thumbnails.
I work so well off of inspiration. It's like, that's something like, give me any word. I don't know. Make it relative. Space. Yeah. Like I went to space, you know, what happens if you blow up a nuke in space? Or I went to the moon, I went to Mars, right? Because you said that one word, it was able to inspire me to come up with 4 ideas. And so that's just, it's for me, the way to get 100 million views on a video is you need something original, creative, something people really need to see, ideally never been done before, all these like things. And so you need like, if you want to consistently go super viral, you need just a constant stream of ideas. And the only way I've really found that I can consistently come up with 100 million view videos is to intake inspiration and then see what my brain outputs. And so that's kind of at its core foundation what I'm doing there. It's just like intaking a lot of random inspiration to see what spawns in my mind so I can output it.
But the neural network of your brain is generating the video, the title, the thumbnail, all like jointly. Right?
Exactly. And that only comes because I spent 10 years of my life just obsessively studying all that stuff.
8,000 subscribers and 1.8 million views. So whenever you see this, compare these numbers to whatever I have when you watch them.
Are they like, do they have to watch it? Is it just so intrinsically interesting that it's just gonna fuck with them if they don't click on it? You know what I mean?
So it doesn't have to be short, but it has to be like, you almost want to have a retention to word by word reading.
Ideally, it's a title also that, you know, because the titles don't live in a vacuum, right? So it has to lead into the content. So ideally the title represents content that you would want to watch for 20 minutes. So if it's a 20-minute video and the title is I stepped on a bug, it's not gonna, because it's all of it combined. The click-through rate is gonna be much lower. And then if it was like a 5-second video, people might click it. So you gotta, like, even nuances of the length of the video based against the title will affect whether people want to click it, because sometimes they just all add up. I mean, it's that, yes, ideally you want it below 50 characters, because above 50 characters on certain devices, you run the chance of it going ... So like, I took a light pole and I saw how many dollar bills I could stack on top, and they would just go ... because it's too long and it can't finish it. And that's the worst thing, because then people don't even know what they're clicking on. And so it's going to do even worse. Short, simple, ideally, and just so freaking interesting they have to click. And it is a good segue into the content, and it represents the length of the content.
And there's probably stuff it's hard to convert into words for you. Like I stepped on a bug versus stepping on a bug versus Mrbeast stepped on a bug
Yeah.
versus
Well, I mean that
bug stepping
it's funny you
video.
bring that up. So it's like, yes, the more extreme the opinion, typically the higher the click-through rate. If you can like pay it off in the content, then it just supercharges it. So like,
Oh, so you have a kind of estimate of the extreme.
like this water, right? If you're like, Fiji water sucks,
Yeah.
that would do fine. But if you said Fiji water is the worst water bottle, or the worst water I've ever drank in my life,
Yeah.
way more extreme opinion would do way better.
But you have to deliver.
Yeah, but then you have to deliver, because the more extreme you are, the more extreme you have to be in the video.
Yeah. That's almost inspiration for you to step up.
Yeah, but you can be more extreme in a positive way. A lot of
Right.
people, it's easier though. Positive, negative clickbait is much easier than positive clickbait. It just is. It's so much easier to get negative clicks, and so a lot of people are just, in my opinion, a little bit lazier, and they just take the route like, oh, well, this one gets the same amount of clicks, and it's easier, less effort.
The positive one is doing a large number of numbers of something. Like I spent this number of hours doing this.
Or whatever. If you just wanted to help people, or right, it's just harder to get 10 million views on a video helping people than it is to get 10 million views on a video tearing down a celebrity. You know what I mean? Or whatever negative video you want to insert there.
Well, that said, most of your videos are pretty positive.
Yes.
So
But not a lot of people do those kinds of videos because they're hard.
yeah, they're hard.
Yeah.
Some of that is giving away money, right?
Yeah.
What's the secret to that? How do you do that right
Yeah.
Like
give away money, or
in a video to make it compelling? Is it so? There's a number that is better than another number, right?
the higher number is always better than the
Is
lower
it?
number. Yeah, for the most part. And it's interesting. Like some videos will give away $1 million. Some videos will give away $500,000. There's not really. I guess so. I'm retracting what I just said. I was more joking with that, but there's no difference whether I put 500K or $1 million. There's probably not even really a difference between 100K or $1 million. I haven't really looked into it. Like some of our most of the videos are not us giving away $1 million, and sometimes the $1 million videos just don't do as well as the other ones. So there is a certain point where a dollar amount is just a large dollar amount to an average human, and so I think that point is 100K. Like anything above 100K, the average human is just like, that's a lot of money. Like it doesn't 100K and $1 million like doesn't really move the needle, if that makes sense. Which that's a very nuanced piece of information that applies to very few people, but yeah.
Well, no, I think it applies. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Our relationship with money is fascinating. Like, why is it so exciting to get? I mean, the times I've found like $20 on the ground are like incredible.
Really?
I don't know why, right? Why?
Really?
Why are you so happy? Like, what exactly is so joyful about that? I mean, it depends where you are in life, what the situation is. Yeah, I don't know. There's also a gamified aspect to it. It's exciting.
Yeah,
It's fun.
no, I get it. Like why people want to see people win money. It's just interesting that past 100 grand, it doesn't really seem to make a difference. Like it's the same basically.
So you found that to be true with all the money you've given away. That
Just in click-through rate. Like obviously, in terms of someone receiving it, $1 million changes their life drastically more. Like that's the difference. Like if you wanted to, you could really quit your job. As opposed to 100K is like not really.
you probably do like a scientific study, like a formula, giving away money to click-through rate.
Yeah,
There could be some kind of
I got
diminishing
it.
return.
It definitely the returns level off dramatically after 100K. That's
100K.
basically the premise.
What
of
about
it.
10,000?
No, there's 100,000.
That's a big
It's,
one.
it's funny because this is such a small niche thing, but yeah, 100,000 does it from what I see in our videos get more clicks than 10,000. But the difference between 100,000 and a million is just so little. I think big number to a lot of people past that point.
Yeah, so for 100,000, you can, like, give an average salary, you can probably live for a year, given what the average salary is in America. So that's like that feels.
Yeah, I think it's also just more when they read the title. It's just like it's a lot of zeros. It's
A lot
one
of zeros.
fuckloads of zeros. Okay, click. You know?
Yeah. Oh man, that's fascinating. So on the thumbnail side, again, that's going to be much harder to say probably. But offline, I got a chance to look at a bunch of thumbnails, and it's fascinating which ones do well and which ones don't. Is there something you could say about what are the elements of a thumbnail that work well? Or is this also deeply instinctual?
Well, that's where, it's the same thing. Like, how do you cook good food? But it's easier if you pull up a thumbnail and I could be like, that's why that's good. That's why that's bad. That's like an example would be like one of my friends. He just uploaded a video recently, and I called him. I was like, "What is this?" Because he's a very, very smart guy. And in the thumbnail, he's getting chased by cops, but the cops were wearing yellow vests, so they didn't look like cops. So I was like, "Well, why are the cops in your thumbnail wearing yellow vests?" It's like that makes it so much more boring. And he was like carrying a flag, but the pole and the color of the flag were the same color, so it's like it's a little harder to see the flag. I was like, also you're wearing like a shirt with like 5 different colors, like so it's like it's hard to tell what your outline is. And then in the background there are cars, and I was like, well, if you have cops chasing you, why not make the cars cop cars? And and it's like, because in my head I'm like, dang, if you just did those like 4 or 5 things, the video probably would have got like 7x the views.
How much iteration? Because I also got a chance to see the number of iterations you do on a just a random thumbnails.
It's a problem now. It's an addiction.
Is it? So you kind of, because a lot of the versions are really good.
Yeah.
How do you know when to like?
I love how when we pulled up that the burger one and we were flipping through them, you're like, that's really good. I was like, oh, that's version like 1 of like 1,000.
But even the sketch, the idea was good. Like already, even the original idea is strong.
Yeah. So one of our coming up videos, we made the world's largest plant-based burger, and the thumbnail we were thinking is like me standing beside the burger because it's 6 feet tall. That's what he's talking about. So like just picture a giant 6 foot tall burger, super wide, thousands of pounds, and then I'm beside it, and then it's like eating the world's largest burger. Like that's just something you have to click. Like, so you were saying like, how would you describe a good thumbnail? Like that, you know what I mean? Like,
but I think you said the one I noticed first that was good, where you were very small in it relative to and you didn't like that one. I
needed to come forward a little bit, and also the photo we took was just my upper body. So they photo manipulated and created my legs Photoshop, and that's why I said I didn't like it, because my right leg was a little like off. It was like bent the wrong way because I had to build those legs in Photoshop.
Well, I mean, does the physics in the thumbnail have to even make sense? I mean, you can just like exaggerate the head size and all that kind of stuff, right?
100%. Yeah, things don't have to be relative.
Yeah,
you have a car in the background and be 3 times the size. Because every one of my thumbnails, my face is in the left side, very big. So brand recognition, so just people know. Oh, especially because now that a lot of people copy our videos, it's just nice to like, everyone else might make thumbnails like this, but this is mine. And obviously we usually over deliver and do bigger stuff.
Would you recommend to other creators that want to make it big and they see Mrbeast and they look up to you, to copy some elements of you, or to really try to be unique?
Unique, 100% unique. You're not the next Mrbeast, quote unquote. It feels weird saying that third person, but whatever, is not gonna do what I'm doing better. They're gonna just invent their own lane. Like, you're just not gonna do what I do better than me. I have so many. I literally have the best people in the world working here, and I reinvest everything I make, even to this day. You know what I mean? Like, it's absurd the amount of money I spend on content, and I don't care. I'll just stop sleeping and I'll just film every other day. Like, you're just not gonna beat me at my own game, and that's fine. You shouldn't. Like, I didn't get where I am by just beating someone else at their own game. I just found my own lane and innovated and adapted. And so, there's a lot of people that do copy me, and it's fine, whatever, do it. But just know you're not going to get to where I am doing that. And so I'd advise you don't.
You give away a lot of the secrets, basically everything about how you operate. Is there...
I don't hold anything back. Go for it.
How do you think about that? Because that's pretty rare.
I think, and this is definitely not... most people in my stance, I don't think would take this, or my position would take this stance, but I see every other YouTuber or person on social media, even because we're also focused super heavily on YouTube, but last year we were also the most followed TikTok creator in the world as well. Last year we were most subscribed to YouTube channel in the world and the most followed TikTok account in the world. But in general, I just see everyone else as collaborators, not competitors. I don't think giving advice and helping other creators do well in any way harms me, and I think it only brings more value to my life.
How was it jumping on TikTok and trying to understand that platform from scratch? So from being a successful YouTuber to understand a totally different algorithm, fundamentally different algorithm. What was that like? It's
interesting. Well, not even just the algorithm. Just
the fact that your content has gone viral on multiple platforms regularly means that virality is not accidental. Or sometimes it can be, of course, but
it's just not.
It can be engineered.
So many people say it's luck, and they're like, you're just lucky or this or that, but what are we up to? Probably like 1,000 videos over 10 million views. Like, we don't ever have a dud. Like, you can call it luck, but I think it can be trained. I counsel YouTubers all the time and show them how to go from getting a couple million views a month to 10 million views a month very easily. And even certain ones, like,
to start over again, you had no money. What would be the first 10 videos you tried to make on a new channel? I guess that's advice for a new person. And nobody knows you.
Nobody knows me. Like, hypothetically, I have a mask on.
And you also, I guess, don't have the wisdom.
But if I don't have what I have in my head, then I would say just fail. It is a teachable skill. It's a learnable skill. You can study your way to consistently make viral videos, no matter how small your channel is. Even if you have 0 subscribers, you could, if you actually studied hard enough. And like, basically, if you knew what I knew, and some of these, so I don't sound so arrogant, also like some of these other friends I have that I'd say are the smartest people in the world when it comes to content creation online, if you had the knowledge that was in our heads, you could do it very easily. I see people do it all the time. Your first video is not going to get views, period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that. So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end, and just get to work and start uploading. Like, all you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. And then on your 101st video, we'll start talking, like maybe you can get some views.
If you knew everything you know now, but no money.
Step one would, I just brainstorm, like, okay, I don't have money. What are some viral things? Like, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is something as simple as when I count to 100,000, which is what I did do when I was poor. First off, come up with ideas you think would do well, and then ask yourself later if they're doable. Yeah. Because there's different ways you can accomplish something.
Don't be cynical about the doability of stuff.
Yeah, because there really are so many different ways you can accomplish a goal. Like, when we give away an island, like we gave our 100 million subscriber an island.
Yeah.
You know, you can't find private islands that, you know, don't look like shit for less than $10 million. So this isn't doable, right? All right, the idea doesn't exist, not doable, X it off. Like, there are so many different ways you can achieve what you want. You really got to push through no's, which not a lot of people do. You have to have like a more of a dominant personality and just a willingness to, when people tell you it's not possible, just actually go through all the variables and eliminate them all yourself. It's much easier to make a video around a good idea, obviously, than a bad one. Like, you're just setting yourself up for success.
Okay, so that's for, you were surprised how well that one did. A lot of creators talk about getting depressed when the videos don't do as well as they kind of expected. There's a kind of feeling you can get really worn out by that. Do you yourself feel that? And also, do you have advice for others that feel this?
Yeah, it's weird because I am a numbers guy, but also it used to. It used to very much, especially when I was like betting everything I had on a video. When it did bad, I was devastated, man. I'd cry and I'd be depressed for days, and it really would have a severe impact on my mood. But I don't know, now it doesn't really matter. It's a come up where you're growing. You don't want to test new things once you start to plateau or have a downtrend, because if you're like, you know, you're skyrocketing, right? You're up, and then you level off and you start to go down, and you're like, oh, this isn't working anymore. Let's start experimenting. Well, if you have a bad experiment, now you're in like a tailspin. You're nosediving, and you have one more bad experiment. You're like screwed, kind of. I'm oversimplifying. You want to test things while you're still growing to keep the growing from happening, because once you like have, you know, again, very oversimplifying that, like, you know, kind of level off, you do a couple tests, they go wrong, you're like screwed, you know what I mean? You're already out the door, and now you're just confirming that you were out the door.
Dude, I don't even know what college I'm going to, but by the time you see this, I'll have finished high school, gone to college, probably be doing YouTube as a job, hopefully, maybe. Dude, I really hope I have 1 million subs by now. Please, future me, please. What am I doing with my hand? Please have 1 million subs. I probably should have thought about what I was gonna say. Just, hey, hopefully you have 1 million subs. And dude, I wonder if you still. Alright, so I should be studying for history test, and I wonder if you remembers what grade I'm gonna get on this history test that I take tomorrow, that I'm not studying for because I'm making these videos. So I'm probably gonna do, if you still remember the grade I get on this history test, that's crazy. I better have 1 million when this goes public.